Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for being here today. As I was putting together my list of people to thank on the stage, Governor, I forgot to put Baby Dog on the list. My goodness gracious. So thank you, Governor, for coming here to Parkersburg today. Thank you to Baby Dog for coming to Parkersburg today. Thank you to my good friend, the House Finance Chairman, Vernon Criss. We have two students from Parkersburg that we're welcoming here on the stage, and of course, last but not least, Dr. Tori Jackson, the president of WVU at Parkersburg. Governor, as you know, our community colleges are really special. Our students are from a very diverse backgrounds. They're not your typical 18-year-old student who's come from high school. Some of them are. Lots of them are adults. Most of them are West Virginia residents. Most of them stay in the state of West Virginia. Lots of them are first-generation college goers. Lots of them are parents. Lots of the folks that you see here are doing career changes. They were doing something else and then decided that they needed to come back and get their education and training. When folks ask you whether or not West Virginia has a workforce that's ready, I tell you yes. This is the reason why. These are the people. So, Governor, I am so grateful for what you and the legislature have done to provide these opportunities that you'll be talking about here today for our students and for our colleges and for our state. And folks, with that, it is my great honor to introduce the governor of the great state of West Virginia, Governor Jim Justice.
All right, now y'all got to sit down. Let me tell you, I always just speak from my heart. Very seldom do I have notes, but I want to it's so important to just absolutely make sure that I don't miss anything here. First of all, what you're doing here is amazing, is it not? I mean, really and truly. It's incredible, you know, that the number of graduates, what you're doing for this great state, what you're doing to save lives, what you're doing to perpetuate chemical industries, what you're doing here, and it's just off the chart in every way. You know, I can tell you this, that Baby Dog and I are really proud to be here. We're especially proud to be here with Chancellor Tucker, you know, your President Jackson, and really this great man right here. And I mean it. I mean it. Vernon is a superstar beyond belief. We've got delegates here. I don't know if we've got senators here and everything, but, and thank you guys for being here in every way. You know, now, just think, way back not so long ago, we were at the end of the CARES program. We were given federal dollars, and really and truly, we were winding it down. Now, in that, there was still a significant amount of money that was sitting there. And the ideal and the perfect place to put those dollars, or to direct those dollars, was really into a situation that we had all across this state, where hospitals had bed after bed after bed and no way to staff it. That's all there is to it. Well, what happens when that happens? People die. This isn't just like, you know, people have a bad day. People die. And so we came up with a mechanism. The House and the Senate jumped right behind it. We came up with a mechanism, and if I get this straight, we committed $48 million to aggressively address this West Virginia's nursing shortage. Now get this. You know, there was $26 million that went to help nursing programs, like the one that's here at WVUP. And as a result of that, get this, we have 810 new nursing students enrolled in the first year of this program. You know, it is totally so successful and so meaningful and so important to our lives. It is just unbelievable what is accomplished and what is being accomplished right in front of our eyes right here today. So today, and there's a reason I'm here. So today, in order to perpetuate and to continue on for the great work of this great man, this great chancellor, that great president, great delegates, all of you, and I'm going to read this. Today, I am proud to announce that we were able to include an additional $20 million in this year's state budget to expand upon and continue these educational opportunities for West Virginia's future nurses. So now y'all can really clap. So not only have we done, but we're going to continue to do. And that's what makes the wheel turn. You know, West Virginia, in all honesty, and I can't say it any more bluntly than this, but a few years ago, things weren't very good. And today, we're crushing it. We're killing it. And really and truly, if we don't get in our own way, we're going to have prosperity in this state forever and ever and ever. That's what I want. That's what I know all these people want. That's what I know you want. Now, with that being said, now let's just step back and just think just a second about that. Prosperity in West Virginia forever and ever. Now let's use a slang word. Who could have ever thunk it? Really? Who could have ever thunk that there'd be publication after publication all across the land in tourism guides everywhere under the sun that would say, West Virginia in the world is a destination in the top 2, top 3, top 10 that you should go to. I mean, really? We were supposed to be the state that knew our place, and our place was dead last, right? Our place was compete against Mississippi on who's going to be dead last. And I hope there's nobody here from Mississippi. And God knows that they have been devastated by these tornadoes, and you should keep them in your prayers. But with all that being said, West Virginia is not that place anymore. West Virginia is this bright future that you see all across all of y'all. You see it in your eyes. Absolutely, without any question, West Virginia is the diamond in the rough that everybody missed. West Virginia is located, you know, I go way back in a debate a long time ago. Now, I really believe this, and I really do. I really believe that God always shows up. And I believe that. You know, he may show up on a different timetable than what you may think, but he always shows up. I've got to share this with you. I mean, I don't need these crazy notes. Baby dog, you keep the notes. Let me just take 1 minute to just tell you this. You know, I coach a basketball team, and I love the kids, and it's good for you. And I would encourage all of you that if you have the opportunity to do something, be with kids, for God's sakes, live and do it. Do it. They need you. Today, there's so many things that are pulling at kids, it's unbelievable. We lost in the sectional game, first game. That's never happened to me before and everything. And I thought, man, this is really not good, because now the sectionals are going to continue, then the regionals are going to continue, then the state tournament's going to continue. This is going to be a long 3 weeks, for those kids, for me, to the whole deal. Anyway, all that being said, the next day, I'm on the way to Charleston. And Rebecca, wherever Rebecca is here, she's walking through our office and everything. She says, here's a letter, and you may want to read this. Okay, Rebecca, you got to leave this stuff alone. Okay, and I said, I get all kinds of letters, and a lot of them is, their sewer drains are backed up or whatever, and got to try to do something about that or whatever it may be. So she just handed it to me, and I looked, and the envelope of the letter had a fellow's name on it, Matt Fitzwater. Matt Fitzwater, I coached 30 years ago. I've not heard from Matt Fitzwater in 25 years. Now remember what I said just a second ago. God always shows up. Now here we lost that game, and I'm thinking, Jiminy Christmas, this year wasn't a year that, a very hot year and all that kind of stuff and everything, and I'm still thinking about that game, and there's that letter. Now, the first words of the letter, and I'll have to just try to remember it, but the letter basically said, Coach, I was on a run the other day with my two sons. He's 42 years old. I haven't heard from him in 25 years, for real. I was on a run the other day with my two sons, and they looked at me and said, Dad, can we just walk? Because they were tired. And he said, I told them to keep sawing the wood. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And he said, so we continued to run, and when we finished, he said, they said, Dad, what did that saying mean? And he said, it meant that if you continue to persevere and absolutely continue to make steady progress, good things will happen. And then he said, and I got to watch myself getting choked up about this, he said, I remember the first time I ever heard you say that. And you said that to us at the National AAU tournament in the Sweet 16 game. The National AAU tournament in the Sweet 16 game. And he said it was the first time I'd ever really seen you disappointed in our effort, and we were way behind. He said, of course, you know what happened. We came back after your halftime speech and won the game and went on to the quarterfinals of the National AAU tournament in Salt Lake City. He said, throughout my life, he said, and then the next sentence was, although we won many, many, many games, he said, really and truly, your words to us meant way more than the games we won. Remember what I said about God showing up. Remember what I said about being with kids and how important it is. And then the next words in his letter were, when I was at Army Ranger School, he said, I repeated daily to myself, keep sawing the wood. He was an Army Ranger. And then he said, or when I was on any military deployment, I would tell myself daily, keep sawing the wood. And then he said, and I would remind you, in your last year and a half as governor, keep sawing the wood. It's just that important. Then the last words on his letter was, if you want to connect, I live in Germany, and here's my address. He went to West Point, an American hero. That's all there is to it. God always shows up. And absolutely, to all of you, you should be so proud of what you've done and what you've been able to accomplish and where you're going. And this great school is providing the conduit for you to be able to do that. You should every day try to thank the people that are helping you, whether it be this great man, these great delegates, these great chancellors and presidents and everything, your teachers and everything, because they're here to help. Now, the last thing I'd tell you is just this. The Comores folks, not very long ago, we were here. And we were putting the thing together to where they were going to be able to bring people here, and they would obtain an associate degree, and they're nice, really nice jobs and everything. And we thought, yeah, that's great. and we hope we're going to get through, and it's going to be well received. We're going to get through several. If we'd have got through 30, I would have thought it's great. If we'd have got through 75, I would have thought, no way, that couldn't probably happen, but that's still great. And get this. This effort, you know, along with Chandler Tucker's office, Workforce West Virginia, and WVU Parkersburg, has made it possible for 300 Chemours employees to earn their associate degrees right here at WVU Parkersburg. Unbelievable. It's all around us. I could never thank you enough for letting me come and be here. And Baby Dog and I, if you want to come up and say hi to Baby Dog and everything when we leave, I'll sit right here as long as you want me to sit here. And now I'll turn it back to Vernon. Please talk to us, Vernon.
Thanks, Governor. Thanks to Chancellor Tucker, President Jackson, the students, and everybody that's here. I'm Vernon Criss. I'm a member of the House of Delegates in the 12th District, and you are sitting in the 12th District, so thank you for being here. I'm so proud of WVU Parkersburg. 35 years ago, we were Parkersburg Community College. We had broken away from WVU years before. And because of my time in the legislature at that point, we did an amazing thing at that situation. I can see some heads shaking. We decided as a legislative body and as a community college to reassociate ourselves with WVU. And I think now, 35 years later, it is a win for everybody. And I think you need to give yourself a round of applause for that. I am so proud of what the governor has done with the dollars available to him under the CARES Act. To look forward and see in the future, though he and I may not be here soon, or we may still be in some other position, but it's important that this program continue. And with his help and his forward thinking over the last several years, we were able to obtain, because of supplemental surpluses, an additional $20 million for him to put into these programs. And I think we're going to be able to see the fruit of our labor very soon. And I want to thank you for that. The other thing that we did this year for the entire university, college, and community college system is set aside roughly over $200 million for deferred maintenance in all the facilities in the state of West Virginia. And between the governor's staff and the chancellor's staff, they're going to dole those dollars out so that we can take care of the next generation of buildings, the past generation of buildings, so that we can continue to expand our reach into the young people's community and to others that want to change their opportunities. But I think that's very important.
I'm going to clap for that as well.
The other thing that, as the governor had alluded to, was the Chemours situation. And I think that's, from what I've been told in the past, and Delegate Fehrenbacher, as a retired plant manager, can tell you, works manager, excuse me. This is a game changer that Chancellor Tucker can take to every other private industry in the state of West Virginia and say, listen, we have the ability to adapt to your business, to allow your people to be able to do their jobs that you are needing in your businesses and get credit for it in a degree. We're doing this here, we're doing this in Blue Ridge, we're doing it in other places across the state. These are things that we need to be able to sell to these people that are coming to West Virginia, like Berkshire Hathaway, who's already working with President Jackson on some plans for Ravenswood. The Nucor Steel operations are going to be working with the community colleges or technical colleges down in Putnam County. The Key Battery operations in Weirton will be working with the northern community colleges. These are plans that have worked. These are plans that are engaged. I know in the Eastern Panhandle with Procter & Gamble and with Clorox, we're doing these things, and we're successful. And these are things that the governor can go outside of the state of West Virginia and sell these items. And let me tell you, he's a hell of a salesman. He's a hell of a salesman. And he helps us in the legislature give us influences in a positive way to be able to do the job that we need to do. And we work hand in hand together. And I think it's just been great. So thank you, Governor. Thanks for everything you've done so far. And like you said, we still got a year and a half to go, so let's get at it.
I was tempted to pet baby dog just to make all of y'all jealous, but I didn't do it. So, hi, I'm Tori Jackson. I'm the president of WVU Parkersburg, and I just want to reiterate what has been said. We are so excited about the partnerships and the opportunities that we have in Parkersburg to be able to grow our institution. I wanted to recognize a few guests that are with us today. Todd Fox, I'm going to ask that you actually stand. And also, I'm going to ask that Carol Grove stand. So these are two folks, like that, on your feet, there you go. So please welcome them. Todd Fox is representing Chemours today. He's the venture leader, and isn't that a great title for someone to have? So that means he must have fun all the time, is what I'm guessing. But I think he does, because what's really unique about what Todd does is part of the time he's here. He has an office that he uses at WVU Parkersburg too, and it helps make that partnership very strong for us. So we're very excited about that partnership. And also, Carol is here. Steve Altmiller couldn't be with us today from WVU Medicine, Camden Clark. And as you all know, that's a very important partnership for us as well. You probably have all been in that building more than once and probably will be many times. So we're thankful for that. We thought we would please you today and have a large group of nursing students, and their faculty are right here on the front row. And we just wanted to make sure that you saw how great they are and what our future can be because of them. In the back and around the room, you're going to see some equipment that we've been able to purchase as a result of those dollars that you send to community colleges. And it makes it a really great experience for the students. This one over here actually gives birth. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? And they will all talk to you when they need to, as they are programmed to do. So it's really great to be able to have equipment that allows our students to learn before they go into facilities. And we always joke, if they kill someone, it has to be here. Because we do not want it to occur somewhere else. I'd also like to note a couple of other people in the crowd that we are very thankful that you attended. In addition to Delegate Chris, we also have Delegate Fehrenbacher. You want to wave at us there? Delegate Anderson. Delegate Hecker and his mom, Diane. We want to say a big thank you to our delegates who worked hard this year to make sure that the dual credit bill was put through. And we believe that it can change the Mid-Ohio Valley by giving opportunities to students who financially couldn't have those opportunities before to be able to begin their college career early. So thank you very much for supporting that. At WVU Parkersburg, we make sure that we have defined pathways. We work with our CTE, the secondary schools, and then we work with our programs, and then we connect those to jobs. So we're making sure that we're meeting the needs of the Mid-Ohio Valley, and we appreciate all efforts that you do in helping us do that. A couple of other people I wanted to note, and I'm sure he won't enjoy it, but Mayor Joyce is in the back, so thank you for being here. We also have some of our esteemed Board of Governors and Foundation Board members who are in the room. If you would just stand, I would appreciate it. And then we also have representatives from Economic Development, United Way, and Downtown PKB, if you would also like to stand. And one more recognition. Governor, this is for her particularly, because Missy Spivey, where are you at? Would you please stand up? She won a truck. So, but she's an education faculty member, and she never had an opportunity to meet you or Baby Dog, so this is very exciting for her.
Now tell the truth. You really want to see Baby Dog?
Yeah. All right, so I just want to let you know that we're very excited to meet the needs of the area, and we believe that we're poised to do that. This week, I had an opportunity to stand in front of a group of students. No, I was sitting in front of them. They were standing in front of me, so let me get that right. In Professor Jeff Holland's class, these students were doing a SWOT analysis of WVUP. They were letting us know our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and our threats. So it's very valuable that our students are also sharing this information with us. I just want to, of course, tell you a strength, and I think that our faculty in the room can appreciate it. One of the things that they like the most about WVUP is that the faculty and the staff know them. They know their names, they don't see them as a number, and they do everything they can to make sure that they are successful. So, well done. And we have two other guests that are going to be able to speak to us today. At first, I want to introduce to you Sydney Tennant, correct? Yes, she has gotten married. She graduated in May of 2022. She works at WVU Camden Clark in the ER, and she's continuing to be a student who is now pursuing her RN to BSN. Sydney?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sydney Tennant. I am a registered nurse currently serving our community at WVU Medicine Camden Clark in the emergency department. As an 18-year-old high school graduate, obtaining a college education was slightly intimidating. West Virginia University at Parkersburg allowed me to pursue my nursing education while staying close to home. West Virginia University provided me with this great opportunity. You could say that my nursing education was slightly different than the norm, as I attended nursing school during the height of the pandemic. However, the staff here at WVUP ensured that myself and my peers were supported. My instructors were always available to answer questions, offer advice, and even created opportunities for myself and other students to safely work together. So, despite the distance that was necessary during the pandemic, I still felt connected. When I graduated, I felt prepared to sit for my NCLEX and put my clinical skills into practice. I was provided with great clinical opportunities where I was hands-on with patients and learned to provide safe and quality care. We also had great simulation equipment that allowed myself and other students to be guided through clinical opportunities here at WVUP. Our exams were comprised of NCLEX-style questions that allowed me to feel prepared to pass my boards. As myself as a nursing student and now a nurse knows, graduation can be intimidating, as when you graduate, you become responsible for the lives of the people. But here at WVUP, I felt prepared to put those clinical skills into practice and become a nurse. Currently, I am still attending WVUP and obtaining my bachelor's in the science of nursing. So, while things may have been uncertain during my time in the program, one thing that I was certain in was my choice to attend WVUP to pursue my nursing education. And to all the students who are sitting where I was, here is a simple piece of advice. Do it for Baby Dog. Thank you all.
Sydney, that was for you, not Baby Dog, okay? Okay. All right, last we have Dave Smith. He's an operator in the Research and Development Department at Chemours. He's been with them for 5 years. He also works as a detail supervisor. He was in the initial pilot program for our Chemours incumbent worker training, and he said he may be the only one in the plant that would agree to do this today. So come on out, Dave.
I think it's great that Chemours is taking the time to invest in their employees. It helps with the future sustainability for the plant, future employees, the community. It's good to work for a place that actually wants to spend that money and get out there and become better known and better liked in the area. So that's about all I got.
With that, Governor, thank you all very much for being here. There's something about a photo and staying.
You all stay for a photo with the governor.
Stay for a photo with the governor. And baby dog, which is the most important thing. Thank you all. I can't tell you how proud I am of looking out at all of you and seeing all the great things that you're doing. To the faculty and staff, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate all of the work that all of you've done. Todd, it's great to see you again. Thank you all for coming. Take care.